Well, it's that time again, everybody. Well, one of the times, anyway. Get ready to laugh. Get ready to cry. Tears will fly. Why? Because it's a frickin' midnight Minecraft live stream. That's why. And the streams don't stop, okay? You got that? Streams do not stop. So we are worldwide. Here we are, about to traverse into the land of blocks. I need to lock in tonight. That's my mango, my mango. Hold on. I'm gonna put this up in the corner, of the screen, so I remember to lock in. Do not give me a WebP file. I have no use for WebPs. All right, no use for the WebPs. No, 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 no. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Just save it as a normal file for normal people. Okay. No, just do it. Just save it as a PNG. No, stop that. Stop that. Come on, this is. Oh, I should have done this. I should have done this before um before I did anything. Oh my goodness. Whoever invented the WebP file should be burned at the stake, as according to the Glitchy117 ordinance. No, they're all trying to save his WebPs. Come on, I'm just trying to get. Alright, you know what? Fine. Fine, we can do this the screenshot way. Yeah, I thought you were being slick, huh? Thought you were being slick with these incompatible file types. My mango. My mango is to lock in. I gotta lock in. I got I gotta lock in. Oh, hi. Hi, Melly. Wow. Well, you're early. You're early to the stream. How's it? What's it going on? What's it poppin'? I got this mango here because my mango is to lock in tonight. So I have that up in the corner to remind me. Of the hours of my life that I must dedicate to the craft. As a child, I yearned for the mines. All right, let's see. Let me size my window up here. There we go. All right, all right. Got things. Got it. I should really, I should really handle these things before I um, start streaming. But hello, hello. We are in order. We are we are we are live. V8C. Hold on, hold on. I need to and uh, V8C is live because sometimes I forget to do that, even though I was instructed to. Oh, they want me to elaborate. Worldwide. Oh God, that's a terrible color. Uh, Let me do maybe green. Worldwide. We are worldwide. I am streaming the server. Welcome back, Melly. Worldwide, worldwide, broadcasting to the globe, straight into your living room. Uh, uh, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Kick is not going well. Alright, alright, Chunk. Oh, you got a new PC, Melly. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Uh, that's a pretty snazzy um, ordeal you have. What did you get? Like a new CPU or a GPU or maybe like a fan or something? Did you get a new biggest fan? I don't know. Uh, all right, hold on. Chonk wants a link to the stream, which I will provide uh, via server chat. There you go, Chonk. All right. Oh, might as well be a new PC. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, that's what I like about having oh, everybody's watching. Wow, we are worldwide. Yeah, yeah, there's like a 30-second delay, but that's right. I'm a VTuber. I am, some people call me a peanut. I don't know what I am. If you think I'm a peanut, then that's good. It's interpretive. It's an interpretive tuber. All right. That's that's how we roll. I don't even know what I am. I don't even know. So you tell me. You tell me. I am as good as everybody else's opinion. Legume. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I like that. I like that. V legume. Yeah. I'm not necessarily a tuber. Hmm. But yeah, that's like I was saying, Melly. That's what I like about that's what I like about, like desktop computers is that you can replace the parts on it. It's very modular, unlike a laptop where everything's soldered together and it's just it's a whole repair hassle. Yeah, if you get one desktop, you pretty much can keep it for life, basically. You just give it upgrades. And I think that's just a good policy to have. Oh, high-end shaders. Wow. Yeah, if I try and run shaders on this thing, it's not going to end well. But I will be able to cook my breakfast on it. So, you take what you can get. I can make toast and eggs and maybe even boil an egg on this thing if I try and run shaders. I might try that on an early morning live stream. That might be a good deal. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta get a little sip of my wizard juice. For magical stream moments. Have to have to drink upon my whimsical magical potion. Oh, I hope you have fun with your shaders, Melly. Oh, I'm not eating any soup. This is my wizard juice. It's my wizardly brew. that I use to perform magical things at late hours of the night. Whenever I have to go out and perform my blockular incantations. I am gazing into the digital orb currently and into the block realm, and that is being facilitated by my magic potion. It's not an energy drink. It's not coffee. It's not tea. It's wizard juice. Get it right. Gotta get it right. Because that's how we roll. That is how we roll. Have you ever tried doing Beam and G Drive, Melly? That's a pretty, I mean, if you like turn up the settings and like do a bunch of different cars, that's a pretty good in my opinion, a good tester. It's like realistic car simulator. It's pretty fun. I like to do it, but I can't really use more than one or two cars at once just because like every single component is modeled and like the crash physics are accurate and stuff. But it's pretty cool. I'm sure there's other ways of testing, giving it a spin, taking taking the old digital computational thingy out for a whirl. Oh, well, the reason why I have the mango is because my mango is to lock in tonight. I gotta lock in. That's why the mango's in the corner. As a reminder, it's a it's so I shame myself into actually getting things done tonight in the blockular realm. So that's why that's there. Yeah, I know a couple of car nerds too, Melly. My friend GB, she knows a lot about cars, or about like car design and stuff. Yeah, you see, Amethyst gets it. My mango is the blow up. uh, well, I appreciate you dropping in the stream. Always viewers always keep things interesting. Keep the topics alive and other things and facilitate my lock image. I gotta have somebody breathing over my neck, making sure I'm behaving and placing the blocks right and doing the other things and whatever. Yeah, I do the museum and stuff. Uh, there's certain map arts that I'm not going to show off on stream for, I think, reasons that you and me know. But yeah, and I have kind of showed off the museum before. Of course, since I'm streaming, it's kind of a little bit of a easier way of, doing things. I don't gotta necessarily make and edit a video. I can just do what the chat said. Oh, perfect, perfect. I saw the other day, Amethyst, where you were getting all that black wool. So I figured you were making something. You're pretty quick at those map arts. Oh, geez. Longest you stayed up for 2.5 weeks. How? Oh, it's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. for you. Jeez, Melly. Do you got like a schedule? Oh, sorry about that, Amethyst. Oh, 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 that's awesome. I love that. That's an awesome idea. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it like that's an awesome idea. I've always thought it would be like a good idea to do like a repetitive pattern for a map art because like, you could do like wallpapers or stuff like this. Yeah, that's really cool. And you could like use it for different things. Yeah. Well, thanks. Thank you. That'll be a very handy map art. I feel like a lot of people are gonna want copies of this. So I'll get this up in the museum. I might do like a bunch of I might do like a repetitive tile. Yeah. Now 2 a.m.'s not too bad to stay up, but I'll probably be up that late tonight to be honest. Tomorrow's not too terribly urgent, so I'm gonna do that thing where uh yeah, we'll just get a little dash of wizard hours going tonight. Just a little sprinkling. Just 'cause I feel like things haven't been quite whimsical enough lately. Yeah, I could see how a map art like this would go pretty quick because there is that. You're right. There is that background. Yeah, you get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. That's for sure. Yeah, we got Valentine Valley over here. I haven't really showed this off on stream before. Surprisingly, this only took 1 month, well, less than a month, really. So I was just kind of placing over a ravine that was already there. So, no landscaping included. I just kind of placed the blocks over the existing blocks. Oh, that's probably pretty rewarding that it only took a few hours, but you have something so versatile. Quite versatile. Who put this bell here? I think Phosphorus or somebody put that there. I don't know what that's about. I'll just I'll put this over here for no apparent reason. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Let's uh let's put this map art here. Get it up in the mat pat display. Ah yeah. This this map art would look good in like a casino or something. That's a it's a pretty snazzy idea. I'll do it tiled up in like 4 or something. Just to showcase its tileability. I know who claimed this block. You big goober. All right, Melly. Yeah, it sounds like you. It sounds like you need the sleep. Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Uh, hopefully you, yeah, get some sleeps in there. Don't wanna, certainly don't wanna ruin your day tomorrow, or whatever you got going on. Oh, night night. Nighty night. Oop. What happened there? There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Where to put this? Where to put this map art? It's starting to get kind of populated. It's almost time. I've been thinking for. Yeah, I know there's a potion missing. I think it's been missing for a little while. I think somebody took it or something because they were trying to PvP. It was probably that Kiwi guy. No, I didn't trust him here. I didn't trust him here. I don't know who took it. I don't know who took it. I need to reevaluate my trusts, I think, for the museum. Honestly, this whole side's pretty much filled up. I think I'm gonna start um placing them. I think it's time that they carry over to the other side now. I think it's time. I think it's time to make a new map art exhibit area. I think it's time to expand. There's nothing really going on here, so yeah. Plus, the map arts are kind of one of the most popular exhibits anyway, for obvious reasons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who all's been coming into the museum and placing all those candy corn banners everywhere. People just kind of come in and do stuff sometimes. There's little shenanigans that happen here on occasion. You never quite tell exactly who pulls them off. Referring to these candy corns. Hmm, I love candy corn. I actually do like candy corn. That's my that's my hot take. That candy corn is it's a little bit scrumptious. I especially like the candy pumpkins for some reason. I think it's the mouth feel. I don't know. I don't know. I know it's literal, like probably just like literal crystallized corn syrup and red 40, but like I don't know. It just kind it's I don't know. I just think of going to my grandma's house around Halloween, and she'd always have a big bowl of candy corn. Yeah, and then I'll just like let them set in my mouth, and then like they'll just kind of melt, and then this like waxy layer will come off, and then I don't know. I don't know. They're just kind of fun. Yeah, I figured. Oh, it's candy. I didn't expect it to be like fruits or vegetables. It's freaking candy, and at least it's honest about that. That's not to say corn was particularly healthy either. So I can respect it. I can respect candy corn better than licorice. I mean, I can sometimes I'll eat licorice on occasion, but sometimes it's just kind of nasty. It's just kind of nasty, Patty. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. It's nasty. Disgusting. Disgusting. Get it out of here. Banish it. Banish it. Banish it to the bad candy realms. I hate licorice. Hmm. Yeah, I got the little biome islands out here. Uh, in my opinion, a couple of them are kind of bare, though. Maybe I'll come out here one day and, you know, I do think at some point I am going to renovate the museum just because there's just a few things that I'm just not the biggest fan of with it. I'm not going to completely destroy it, but I do think some of the side areas could use a little bit of reworking at some point in the future. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the museum becomes multiple buildings. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't quite thought about it completely yet, but One day, at some point far off in the future, the museum will see a renovation. It'll probably be something a little bit more along the lines of the new wing that I built because I feel like this was kind of a refinement of these side areas. Yeah, signs, maybe better exhibits, maybe like more themed exhibits. Yeah, yeah. I could definitely do stuff, but yeah, just like make these side areas better. Try and make them a little bit more like the new wing that I built about half a year after the museum was finished. You know, this is just a better, in my opinion, a better space than those side spaces. There's a few things I'd like to do. I feel like I'm a little bit more competent than I was whenever I started the museum. Yeah, yeah, player heads would be cool. I've got a little bit of a head haul going on, but it's kind of lacking. But there's things that can be done. It really, it's not thinking about what to do is the issue. It's actually doing it is is the big task. You know, I can sit here and come up with good ideas all day, but it's about picking the idea and executing it. That's really the hard part. Whoop, whoopsie daisy. All right, what was I doing? Oh, right, right. Let's get back on track here.
Wow, wow, success, here we come. Some scammer who's never watched my stream comes in and acts like I'm gonna get $1 million. Wow.
You go, scammer. Screw off. I do not care. Yeah, yeah, these join together pretty well. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It kind of makes me want to build like a tour bus or something. Hmm.
It's snazzy.
Oh, someone just shot off fireworks. All right,
Let me get my credit sign.
got it. It's the map art. The map art isn't going to be alone there forever. In fact, I might even move over since I'm starting to place them there. I might move over some of these more neglected map arts. Well, maybe like these. Maybe I could move. Well, no, I think they're all right here. Whenever I get more map arts, it'll start to kind of fill up that area, is what I'm saying. It's not going to be isolated there forever, so it's a little bit of an odd placement for now, but I always, you know, we always get donations and stuff, so just don't worry too much about it. We'll get more stuff in here. I'm just out of room on the other side, or almost out of room. 1950. Yeah, yeah, I've got a couple of unfinished map arts in the collection. Oh yeah, if you got weird extras, sure. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? It's like artifactual, I guess. The little thingies. Yeah, I've got a couple of unfinished ones. in the in the display. Yeah, whatever you'd like to donate. Now, if this is a one by one map art, I would have it over with the other ones, but I like to have the bigger ones up on the wall. So that's why this is going here for now. For now. Don't don't freak out. Don't freak out just yet, because like I said, I misspelled your name. Uh-oh. Amethyst Rose. Okay, there we go. Fist Rose. 1958. Gotta use government names here. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, confetti. Cool. Oh, yeah, that's a neat unfinished map art, all things considered. What made you change? Were the colors just too drab? I could see these colors being a little drab. These are brighter colors. Let's see. Gotta splash it with a little bit of glow ink too. Give a little splash. A little splash. Splash. I gotta put a light up there too. Let me see how I did it on the other side. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop, pop, whop, whop. There we go. Oh, I see. I see. You locked it like this before the colors came in. Oh, I see. So that must be like terrain and stuff that you've been blocking over. You put the black wool first, then the colors. That makes sense. That makes sense. Since the black wool is so connected, you wouldn't have to build and break and build and break. You just, fill in the cookie cuts. Just like a print press or something. Gotta fill in the negative space first. Alright. Then I'll put the beta unfinished in the unfinished map art area. Hmm. Alright. So then we make a funny little item frame, and then we put a little splash of shiny glowy ink on there. Alright. Then we put it over here with the other. This one's unfinished only in the corner. I don't know whose Batman this is, but it's just a little bit underdone. There. Hmm. Um, Maybe we'll put a middle light in here too. It's looking a little dim, like that. Just like that. Yeah, I'm gonna credit this one too. Whoop. Ow.
Youch! Yowza!
Alright. So then we go over here and we get our sticky stickies, and then we go and then we go like that and that and that. Oh, you have another unfinished one. All right. We love beta content. Oh, oh. All right. I get this one up too. What's going on, mouth man?
Mothtacular.
To think he only started this server when he was nothing but a larva. He was wormtacular once before he spread his wings. Now all he cares about is lamps. Let's hope he doesn't fly too close to the sun. Alright, get the shiny glowies. And then we'll fly over here. I'll fly over here like a bug. Bugs, insects. Ah, check this out.
We got all kinds of bugs behind the scenes. Wow. Got a little roach party.
Yep, that's what goes on behind the walls of my streams. Nothing but rot and infestations. God save us all. A streaming channel on the Discord. That would be an interesting idea. That could be interesting. You know, it's infested. Okay, we have a just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. You know, the gaming is covering it up for the most part. You know, we don't gotta worry about what's going on behind the walls here.
Oh man, $1,000 per stream. Oh man, I totally believe that. Get out of here. Get out of here, you little kick fiend goblin. Give the goblin his gold.
Little freak. Alright. Fist. Rose. 1958. Alright. Alright. Yeah, they're after the mango. They're trying to lock me out while I'm trying to lock in. Can't have that. Oh, bye. Oh, jeez. Amethyst Rose 1958. Okay, then boop boop. There we go. That brings us up to date. That keeps us relevant and timely, and other things, and and yeah, there we go. There we freaking go. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this away in my drawer. Put that away for a rainy day. Okay, we don't need that. I don't want that. Oh, you don't know who did the partially finished white anime girl. You stole it from Loki. Well, did you at least make a copy?
I stole it. I thieved it. I snatched it.
Yeah, that didn't seem very amethyst rose-esque, but can never be too sure. Well, yeah, never quite know who does the unfinished ones. A lot of them just kind of fly under the radar to obscurity. Obscurity. Then we sleep through the night.
Gotta go sleep.
All right, now we gotta, then we gotta, then
We gotta lock in. We gotta lock in now. Gotta lock in with our Minecraft build. It's time to lock in.
all right, all right. Then we go over here and we take another sip of our magic.
Yes. Yes. Enchanting. Absolutely. Absolutely marvelous. Yes. Let the wizarding commence.
All right, now. Oh, I gotta get my blocks. I'm still locked out. I'm still locked out. All right. Uh. Oh, I didn't even know Gatorade made new flavors. Midnight Ice. Well, I like their other blue flavor, the whatever whatever that icy blue one was. Is it good? Midnight Ice? That sounds refreshing. That sounds like a good flavor name. You know, one time whenever I was sick, uh, someone gave me like a like a big bottle of blue Gatorade, and then I puked it all up and my puke was blue. Oh, Midnight Ice is grapey. I can get down with artificial grape flavor sometimes. Only sometimes though. Like I'm not a big fan of grape soda or like orange soda either. But I like pineapple soda. That's pretty good. I like the pineapple Fanta. Huh. Yeah, I just don't I guess I'm just not much of a the Gatorade guy, so I'm not too much in the loop with the comings and goings of new flavors. Oh, crunch. You puked after crunch berries. Oh. You know, I feel like whenever you throw up, like that automatically kind of like shuts you off to that food for a little while. Like one time I puked after eating like stuffed peppers and I could like see the pepper in my barf and like I don't know, I just didn't like peppers as much after that. That happened to me with Fritos one time too. Oh yeah, apple soda. I've had apple soda once. For some reason, Kroger had it as like one of their generic soda flavors. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I thought it was good. I would I would drink again. I enjoy I enjoy apple soda. You you puked after eating cheese corn. Is that like a regional way of saying like cheese puffs? Like Cheetos? I've never heard the term cheese corn before.
I got Cheeto dust all over my fingers. I'm a grimy little Cheeto boy. I got my grease all over the computer. It's in the fans. It's like blowing out of the sides of my laptop, and I got like Cheeto grease smeared all over my screen, and like my face is caked in it, and there's like acne that's growing out of the pores in my face, and the whiteheads are orange because of the Cheeto dust, and I'm like transmorphing into a crusty, gross, greasy version of Chester Cheetah. I'm like a halfway point on an Animorphs cover. Huh. Cheese corn. Yeah, I've never heard of Cheetos being referred to that before. That's an interesting phrase. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Um, gotta gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this little liminal gap I've created for myself. Oh, the puff corns. Yeah, yeah, I like the puff corn. Puff corns are good. I like the butter flavored ones. They're pretty scrumptious. I do enjoy those. The fries are pretty good too. I like the Chester's fries, but I prefer the Andy Caps fries. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about those Andy Caps fries is that like a serving size for those is like 50. Like you can eat 50 of those things in one sitting, and that's considered one serving. I don't know how they manage to do that, but I guess it's the snack that you can really chow down on, so I can't fault them for that. I like I like a snack that I can eat a lot of in one sitting, even if they're small units. Makes me it extends out the snacking period, which I do enjoy. Picnic sticks. Picnic sticks. Are yeah, those are like those little potatoy, shredded potatoy things. Those little, maybe maybe you call them crisps in your neighborhood. Oh, picnic stick walking tacos. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like a good walking taco. I usually do them with Fritos. Frito walking tacos. My favorite Frito flavor is probably the chili cheese ones. Those are pretty good. But also the plain ones are just good for like adding to things. Crisps. Crisps. Potato crisps. Oh yeah, Doritos are also a good walking taco pick. I do agree there. You know, recently I did try a new Dorito flavor that they came out with. They're called late night loaded tacos. It's basically like like their old fashioned taco flavor, but they added more taco dust to it. Oh yeah, I've heard of the Zapp's chips. I've never had the Voodoo ones though. Yeah, those are sort of like Cajun chips. I've heard they're kind of a good. That's kind of like a niche quirky kind of chip. But I had one of their flavors and I liked it. I don't think it was Voodoo though, because I was afraid that was going to be like
death hot. Yeah, yeah, tried them in New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans once before. I was just there for a morning, but I thought it was neat. I thought it was neat. We went to the French Quarter and we went to the Café du Monde and we had beignets and uh and there was a little jazz band playing and it was cool. It was pretty cool. Yeah, and New Orleans is a cool place. There's a lot of history there. That's for sure. That is for certain. I thought it was also cool getting to go across the Pontchartrain, or however you say it, the big lake. Big lake. That was cool to see. Getting to drive across it on the highway. Oh no, no, you're not doxing me by asking where I'm from. I'm gonna be kind of general with it, but I'm uh I'm from Kentucky, up in up in Kentucky, Kentuck. I am a a bluegrass individual. Not quite southern, but definitely not northern. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of people have been through here, through this state. It's a seems to be a place that a lot of people pass through. Well, it's not as bad as like Arkansas or something. I'll tell you what, I went through Arkansas once on I was on a road trip to Texas once and I went through Arkansas. And whenever you're in between, whenever you're on like the Missouri side of Arkansas, there's nothing. It's just flat fields of corn, infinite corn. It's terrible. It's awful. It's honestly, I thought I'd never make it out. I thought I was like stuck in like a Twilight Zone, like just looping, like this was like a back rooms or something. But yeah, there's a lot of pretty landscapes here in Kentucky. I will agree with that. Whether it be the horse fields of central Kentucky or you've got the hills and mountains, foothills of the Appalachians and in the east. Yeah, there's a lot of neat places. Oh, so you go toward the northern parts. The northern parts of the state are pretty cool too. Yeah, there you got like I'm assuming you went through like Louisville or somewhere. That's always neat to see. I always like all the bridges. You know, this this bridge I have I have here in Alabamaville that's made of the netherwood was actually inspired by an iron bridge that I saw in Louisville once. I know there's a lot like it, but this one in particular was inspired by an old uh, an old iron bridge I saw there. Uh, yeah, Northwest Illinois. I've been through Southwest Illinois, and it's just about like that too, flat. Oh yeah, Cincinnati's cool too. That's a cool city to look at. I go through there quite a lot through Cincinnati. Yeah, it's a neat city. And then you have Cynthiana right across the river. And then you have that double-decker bridge. Oh, it's just always a fun little drive. And I like how you're like going down into this valley. Then you go all the way up. Yeah, that's like a roller coaster. It's a lot of fun. That's what keeps me entertained on these long drives. Oh, I know about Cincinnati style chili. There's a restaurant chain that started in Cincinnati called Skyline Chili, and they do it Cincinnati style like that. But you know what's worse? I like it like that. I like the chili with the cinnamon in it. Now, it's not as bad as as certain pizzas that I've seen from like Rhode Island where they put American cheese on it. Let me see if I can find an image of that. Rhode Island pizza. I think it's Rhode Island. uh, maybe not. Maybe uh, hold on. Uh, I know it's from one of those New England states. Maybe it is Rhode Island. With American pizza with American cheese. Here's that infamous image. Quit trying to save as a WebP. You know I can't show WebPs on stream. They'll get me in trouble. Can't be, can't be having that. Get that out of here. All right, let me just screenshot it since you're being a stickler. Save as disaster .png. All right. Let me see. Look, the chili is not as bad as whatever this thing is. You see this? This thing with the cheese. Oh, now the worst part is that a restaurant made this and put this in a box. This wasn't some kind of experiment. No, this is being this is being distributed to the local population. That's what's the worst part about this. Not to mention the fact that they put 3 tables in it. Why did they put so many tables in this pie? Probably to contain whatever demonic curse this pizza contains. Anyway, let me get that off the screen. Yeah, yeah, it's bad. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Somebody's got to like it. Look, somebody had to like that for a restaurant to start making that and selling that. Moreover, somebody had to like that enough to order that pizza. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Wizard wizardry on the stream. Hee 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 hee.
Velveeta and ramen. Well, that might be all right. I mean, at that point, it's just about like mac and cheese. I would do it. I'd try it. Look, you're not going to make the ramen any more real, so just lean into it. It's fine. It's fine. I'd be all right with the Velveeta ramen. I'd I give it a thumbs up even. I would try it. I would try it. Ah, yeah. Velveeta. The thing with Velveeta is that it's a little strange because it's kind of sweet, and that can be a little off-putting to some people. So I can understand that why you wouldn't like Velveeta. But I don't know. The thing with American cheeses is that it's been engineered to be perfectly melty. So let's say you mix it with like um, cheddar or something, and then you got like a bangin' grilled cheese. That's like the optimal grilled cheese, cheddar plus processed American slice. It's perfect. It's perfect. It is optimal in my personal opinion. I love me a good grilled cheese. I haven't had a grilled cheese in forever. I kind of want to go make one. Grilled cheese with like a tomato soup. That's like a good comfort food. Oh, yeah. I like Swiss for, certain applications. I know it is kind of a nutty cheese, but I don't know. I don't know about doing it on a grilled cheese. I prefer it on like a breakfast casserole or something. Of course, I just like my grilled cheesies to be extra savory and melty. I've never heard of oat nut bread though. Is that like a whole grain thing? Or is that the one with the little crunchies and like the loaf, the little crunchy nutty things? Oh yeah, mushroom Swiss burgers. I don't know. I've just never quite been able to get down with a mushroom Swiss burger. Now I know they have their audience because obviously people order them or people wouldn't put them on menus. But I don't know, I like the barbecue burgers with the bacon and stuff. Hamburgers.
Hamburger. Crazy hamburger. Crazy hamburger. It is horrible.
I'm running out of tough. That's why I'm not locking in right now because I can't find the tough that I need. Time to go mining.
I yearn for the mines. I am Jack Black. You can't stop me.
Alright, alright, go down. Go down into the tough mines because we got it tough right now. We got it tough. The patty was a giant stuffed mushroom, deep fried, put between two buns with cheese. That sounds pretty good. And it's vegetarian if you're a vegetarian. Yeah, a lot of places went downhill after COVID. A lot of places did. Everything's kind of gone downhill in the past 5 years. Oh well, whatever is happening is going to happen, and after it's done happening, it'll be over. And maybe we can pick up the pieces after that. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. Yeah, 24-hour stuff all went away after COVID. I'm assuming because like 3 a.m. isn't a very profitable hour. That's what I'm going to assume. Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of all-day breakfast at McDonald's too after COVID. No, there's been multiple ways that things have been getting noticeably worse. I'm no economist, and I doubt an economist could really explain everything, but something's not right. That's all I gotta say. Something's not right. Maybe we're going through like a Malthusian disaster or something. Like maybe this is just what's happening. Oh yeah, essential workers. Yeah, I could see how being a gas station worker would be essential. Well, did you at least like get those $1,000 checks in the mail? I was too young for those. Like I was like a year too young for those checks at the time, and I felt like I was kind of upset by that because I wanted to like buy a new computer or something. I don't know, or stow it away for college. Oh, nice. See, you bought a computer with your check. You get a computer. You get a computer. Everybody gets a computer. I am I am 20 years old, 20 years of age, and each year I get slightly more disappointing. I age like a fine milk. That's how things are going. But we hang in there. We hang in there. That's right. That's right. I am an infant. I am infantile. I am I am nothing but a grubby slug worm in the grand scheme of things. I have yet to molt. Yeah, 30 will age you, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm 2/3 of the way to 30, so I guess that's one way of thinking about it. But then again, 10 years is a long time, I guess. 30 years of age. You know, I had this strange thought the other day. If you're like Generation Z, Generation Alpha, or pretty much most or some millennials, today will be in the past for most of your life, considering that you lived to be like 70 or something. We're living in the past right now, at least on a lifetime scale. These are the before times. Now I don't know if that makes you optimistic or pessimistic, but that's just kind of how things are, considering uh, the fact that, assuming the fact that you would live to be old and wrinkly. Oh, I don't think anybody's really ever got everything figured out. It's just more of a matter of do they have the means to feel confident, I guess. You know, if I had $1 million, I'd probably be making confident claims left and right, and I'd act like I owned the world because I could afford to, at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my butt. I'm sure there is credibility to the words of a well-adjusted human, at least at times. You know, I did hear the phrase once that confidence without competence is arrogance. So I guess if that's relevant to this conversation, I'll just throw that at the wall. I throw that one at the wall, and everybody out there watching can interpret that nugget which I have bestowed upon all viewers out there. I see you, viewers. I see you squirming. Wait, is that what's that? Are you? Oh, there you all are. Look, it's all my viewers. Hey, what's going on? Whoa, you're all over the place. Hey. Oh, don't get stomped on. Don't get stomped on, viewers. Hold on. Okay, back behind the wallpaper you go. All right, go scatter whenever I turn the lights on. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Amethyst. That you'd rather know something and be willing to be wrong than confident and know nothing. That's true. And you know, sometimes you have to be wrong a few times in order to really learn. That's what I think anyway. You know, I say sometimes on this stream, you got to get it wrong to get it right. Sometimes you might not get it right, but you'll get it wrong and know what's right. That's, or at least know part of what's right. At the very least, you'll know what's wrong, which gets you part of the way to knowing what's right. If it's kind of a gray area that you'd go around in circles in for days otherwise.
I enjoy my wizard juice.
Oh, now, see, now Amethyst has her own nugget. First comes right, then comes fast. That's another. There's another nugget for the viewers to stew on. All the viewers out there, all the viewers out there crawling, swarming, squirming, and spreading out in the chat. Here, there's another little something to think on, a thinker for ye. All right, all right. So I got my tough. Now what am I gonna do? Now what am I gonna? Come on, come on, come on. We got it. Come on. What's the mango for the stream? What's the mango? What's the mango, class? The mango is to lock in. Gotta lock in. Come on, come on. Gotta lock in. Come on. Get the blocks out of the box. Get the blocks out of the box. Just put them in your inventory, and you'll start placing them. All right, get them in the inventory. Just get a hold of yourself. All right, I got the blocks. Blocks in hand. In hand. Uh, let's see. Let's see here. Blocks in hand. All right, blocks in hand. Let's place them and stuff because we're in freaking Minecraft. All right, that's right. Now I remember. Now I remember what I was doing. Neuron activation. They have been activated. All right. So get over here, and we'll just start. All right, let's just start filling in this little ceiling cavity that we can't quite figure out. We'll just get this filled in up here. Get this filled in up here. All right, all right. So there we are locking in. The wheels are spinning into the mud and they're gaining traction. We have put chains on the tires and they're doing their thing. All right, so now we have this. So I think that situation is resolved. All right. Uh, now what? Now what, Glitchy117? Now what? Come on, give us an answer. Anything will do. Just start placing blocks. Okay, brain. Okay, brain. Now I think I'm going to swap this out. Gotta swap the blocks out so I can place more. Something like that. Does it look good from the other side? Uh, it'll do. It'll do. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Uh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Maybe I don't like having this overhang though, because now it kind of blocks a little bit of that. Kind of cuts that off. Hmm. But these pillars need something to stand on. You know what? This room, whenever you walk in here, it'll become its own self-contained experience. This is its own self-contained thing. We can't, the main objective is this large domed room. Being able to see this will still add to the general effect. You still get, this room is kind of contained, so I think this will be okay. I think this will be okay. It will be okay unless I absolutely hate it at some point later on. And if that point does come, then I'll just start ripping blocks down and replacing them. If I hate it that bad. But no, I'll probably just wake up tomorrow, look at it, and I'll be like, okay, that's fine. And it'll be fine. It's as fine as I make it. It is as fine as I make it. So it will be fine. It will be so because I said so. Do I like this though? This will be a little bit more of a bigger player in this room. So let's see. Let's see if I like this little lip that I will put around here. Mm, oh, it needs to be a little sharper, I think. I thinks.
Reddit methinks that it needs to be a little bit sharper around the edges, like a fine, sharpened bladed katana, to which I can smite my enemies down. And return to a feast of Mountain Dews and Dino Nuggies.
Alright, so I get over here and we're gonna swap this out.
Yeah, well, you see, Bob, we gotta swap out the carburetor here, cause it's all clogged. It's got gummy, so we're gonna swap it out here with this other part, and we think that it'll start running like butter afterwards. All right, cause we're real car guys here on the stream. All right, don't you forget it. I just don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this. Uh,
I don't know if I like this or not. I'm getting a little iffy. Getting a little iffy on this. But they have to be here because, like, structure. Should I rework the entire door frame? I mean, I could. I think I pinpointed the issue. Okay, I can resolve this without having to do extreme surgery, I think, because this is contributing a lot to this problem, this bottom lip. So maybe if I just have this, um, we'll just make this do something different. So maybe now it actually goes upwards, but then you are also causing problems. So
You're being problematic, so I'm gonna cut you out of my life. All right, we're it's all right. We're cutting the problematics out so we can make room for something new. All right.
yeah, there we go. It's starting to be able to breathe a little bit more now. It's just, oh, it's just too intruded on those pillars. That was, that's right. Get rid of the good to make way for the great. Of course, doing that doing that, you also kind of run the. It's good to an extent, but I feel that there's also a point in which it would be best for everyone to settle. Think of it in terms of like a corporation, for instance. Let's say the corporation gets rid of their lowest performing 10% of employees every year. Now that sounds good on paper until you realize after 10 years, the people on the bottom were actually in that top 90% that first round. So then it just becomes kind of a like everybody's going after everybody, and then it becomes like a whole, you know, like that's not a good situation. But if it's not about people, like let's say, I don't know, let's say it's about like a portfolio, like an art portfolio. Maybe it would be best to get rid of some good things. That's different. So I guess it's um yeah, yeah, we can apply it to things like art or like baked goods or something like that. Yeah. Hmm. So if I start to, all right, we're coming to some kind of conclusion here with this doorway. It's starting to formulate. Just I think I just gotta maybe. You see, if I did this in creative, I would not take the time to kind of like sit down and like the slow pace of survival mode kind of lets me sit and stew on things for a minute and consider them. That's something that I don't really do in creative just because all of the decisions come at me so fast and I just get worn down by all these individual decisions. But in survival mode, it kind of slows me down a little bit and I can kind of think through individual decisions because they seem more consequential. And the result is a better build, and it's a build that I stay more consistently motivated for. So in a strange way, this I do better with these types of builds because they go slower. It's like it keeps me. It's like a natural endurance that it gives me. Hmm, what about that? Yeah, starting to cook with Crisco a little bit there. Starting to starting to cook with Crisco. I, I can dig it, but maybe. Yeah, yeah, I can see how you can also cheat in single player. Yeah, I can see that being a reason as to why you'd want to play on a server. Yeah, it's just kind of like this like limit that you can't pass. You physically can't. I got a sip of my wizard juice. I'm just gonna drink the rest of it. Get a little final swig of energy. Ugh. Ugh. That last one was kind of bitter. All right. Let's go. Let's try going one more back. Maybe. Let's see if that works. Sometimes it can kind of fortify the edges a little bit. I don't know, we're dealing with a little bit of a structural impossibility here, but I don't think it'll be that noticeable from in here.
Kit firework. I got my play to win, kid.
Pay to win. Is this server pay to win? I think it's pay to win. I think we should crash the server. I agree. Let's crash the pay to win server. You you have not you are not up to my superior moral standards. Alright, let's see here. Oh, we're pretty much getting back to square one now. Oh well. Oh well. It's
Best not to linger on the lost progress here.
Oh yeah, V8's definitely less scammy, I will admit that. But I wouldn't even really consider it scammy. It's just like, you know, you gotta keep it afloat somehow. You know, these servers aren't financed by unicorns and magic dust. No, I gotta keep the gotta keep the server host happy somehow. So I don't fault Moth at all for the financial practices. It's not like there's like keys or loot crates or anything, because I've seen some servers that are like that. They're just like, and then they put these big flashy messages in chat about some sort of rare thing that somebody won from a loot crate. And I've been on plenty of servers like that. Now V8C is pretty, it's pretty chilled out, all things considered. Yeah, no, I don't feel scammed. I don't. Of course, if you don't pay for anything on any server, you never really do get scammed. But server I was on before this one, they had all those crates and things, but I never really bought them, and I still had an all right survival experience. I just the fact that other people had OP items did not really interfere with whatever I was doing. It's not like they were like raiding my base or anything for like my stuff. Maybe if it was like a faction server, that might be a little different, but it just wasn't.
It just wasn't.
Hmm. Stuff like this does make me wonder how much do people that like run Hypixel make? Because they probably make a lot of money just off running that server. Like there's no telling. There's no telling how much they make. I feel like that must be a thought that runs through a lot of potential server owners' heads.
Oh man, I'm gonna make the next Hypixel. You just wait, and then we'll rake in the cash.
I know. They almost made their own game and then they didn't, but now apparently it's back on. Maybe it's back off. I don't know. I can't quite tell what's going on with Hytale. I remember a few years ago people were saying it would replace Minecraft. Maybe it will if it ever comes out. I don't know. They want it to be just right. That's why it's taken so long, I guess. I want it to be just right, so no, you can't fault them for rushing at least. Certainly can't fault them for that. Maybe if we hit it with a little diagonal, maybe that's the solution. Maybe we need to make it diagonal-icular. That could work. That could work. We might have just figured it out. We might have just we might have just figured it out here. At last. At last. The door problem. Hmm. The door problem. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Let's see here. Hmm. We do a little something like that, maybe? Maybe? Uh, maybe do a little something. I think we've almost got a solution that I feel is a decent compromise. Doesn't interrupt this too much. It's really what I'm trying to preserve. But it also lets the floor carry over up here. Gives a place for the columns to rest. That fulfills the main criteria. And it kind of fits into this kind of diagonal language that this room taps into on occasion. So, yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do as the door solution, as the doorway solution. I'm fairly satisfied with it. All right, now before we get too carried away with ourselves, now, oh, one more thing. One more thing. And I think this is going to contribute. This is going to contribute to the doorway anyway, so let's see. Because I was also trying to figure out how to make this ledge up here thinner. I thought it needed to be a little sharper. So maybe we will do something along those lines, maybe? Maybe? Let's see. Let's see here. Uh, yeah. Yeah, just give it some thinner lines up there. I think that's nice. It's almost kind of Art Deco-ish in that particular spot. And there is just a smidge of Art Deco influence in this room. Because Art Deco and kind of Gothic-y elements, they kind of they agree with each other. And that's intentional because a lot of, like Art Deco skyscrapers, like, you have like, what was it, the Woolworth building, I think, or something like that. One of those skyscrapers was called the Cathedral of Commerce. And of course, you look at cathedrals, and the whole point of them is that they're trying to touch the sky. They're trying to reach the heavens. And that's exactly what a skyscraper is trying to do. And of course, you go to this building, and there's kind of religious themes to it. So let's take influence from both of them, and in that way, we kind of build upon this kind of a lineage that's been presented to us. So I think that'll fit in just fine. I think that will fit in just fine. Let's see, what was it, the Woolworth building? Let me fact check myself. Let me. Yes, it was the Woolworth building. I got it right. Yay. I remembered something from art history. My professors would be so proud. Alright, so we would go over here with that.
Give a little dash of that.
Oh, not art history, architecture history. But I guess it sort of is art. Um, I'm majoring in architecture. Maybe one day I'll be a real architect. I don't know. I'll definitely do something in the field because I do enjoy the art of building. I like buildings. I think they're cool. Yeah, sometimes my mic my microphone doesn't necessarily pick up on my intonations the greatest. I also think I'm not necessarily the most articulate at times. Because sometimes I listen to some of my streams and I'm just like, oh God, I garble my words sometimes. I need to learn how to speak better, I think. Yeah, I'm in architecture school. But I kind of had a little bit of an inclination towards the architectural arts before I picked my major. Like the oldest parts of Alabamaville, I built before I learned anything. Like these parts were built before I went into school. So they just told me pick something. You have to do something. Do something before you get out of here, or we're gonna abandon you. You're gonna be left out on the streets and something. I don't know. It was vaguely threatening. So I was like, okay, 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 hold on. And then I like threw a dart at a dartboard, and there was a post-it note that said architecture that it landed on. So I was just like, okay. So that's what I did, and I don't regret it. I'm sure I will here in a couple of years whenever I'm perusing through job sites and nobody wants to hire me because all these freaking um, what are the AI freaking applications and their stupid buzzwords. I'm sure I'll be eating my words then, but you know what? I learned about something that I'm passionate about. You can't just take that away from me. So no, I don't regret going to architecture school because it's not just about the jobs and the money and the careers. It's also about investing in something that I'm actually passionate about. I think that gets lost a lot of times whenever people go into college. It's not just about the job, it's not just about the money, it's about doing something, it's about learning something that you really do enjoy and being able to better make something that other people can use and experience and to make a better society. I think that's been lost. I think that's kind of been lost in the noise because reasonably get stressed out about finances and other things, and I am too. But but this is my end. These are my ends. The things that I'm passionate about. That's what I like to prioritize. Oh, you like yeah, like circles building around trees and stuff. Yeah, that's neat. I went to a restaurant one time that was kind of built up in a forest, and like all the supports for the building. Well, there was some like they used like old what was it? The old electric posts, like the wooden telephone posts. They used some of those for supports, but they also had like trees that were like growing through the restaurant, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I like quirky stuff. Have you? Oh, here we go. I know a good quirky style. See if you like this. I'm about to pull this up on stream. The works of Gaudí. Now I'm sure you've seen his cathedral. That's pretty famous in Barcelona, but he's also done some other things. He was kind of one of the first what could be considered as a modernist architect, but I don't know. I like his use of color and form, and I like how it's almost kind of like an expression of the Art Nouveau movement, which was generally an interior decorating trend. Gaudi, in some cases, he kind of brought it into the exterior, such as with this. Oh, well, that's way too big. You can see this building here. It's almost like something out of like Dr. Seuss book or something. But I like the use of patterns and forms. It's really unique, and I like how it all meshes together. I like I kind of want to get a better look at that tile work on top. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, it's sort of a little bit like nautical, like coral or something. You can see that tile work on the upper floors. That's really neat, or some kind of mosaic or something. There's a lot going on, a lot of flowing forms. And what's crazy is that these are stones, like these are stones, carved stones that have been made to look this way. So there's a little bit of a material subversion. Oh, and look at the building, the structure next to it. You see that? Like I like those little mosaic tiles that it's decorated with. That's cool. I like little things like that. I like the Gaudi stuff, and I like his use of color. I think it's really good stuff. I I try and take some influences from him. I It would be a pain to do all these flowing forms and things in Minecraft, so I tend to keep things kind of geometric and work within those parameters. But the Van Sickle Ford house. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me see. Uh, or Von sickle, I guess. Uh, Ford house. Oh, wow, that looks like a spaceship or something. Here, let me pull this one up. Huh. Oh, it's got cool interiors too. I'm gonna have to pull up a couple of images, I think. I see. That's a pretty good image. All right. Oh no, don't go web peeing on me. There. All right. Screenshot that. All right, so we'll pull this one up. So this is the exterior that I'm about to pull up. I'm assuming is this what you were referring to, Amethyst? This image, this house? This is pretty cool. And then the interior is really neat. Let me get an interior shot, a good interior shot. There. I like the simple scheme that it's made with. And then here's the inside. I like that. Oh, well, that's cool. So the windows on the outside, you see that red iron there. That apparently that was so who lived there. Oh, and you can see this picture here. She actually is drawing. She is drawing the outside, what she sees through the windows. See, someone's up there doing art, and I like that pattern on the inside too. That's cool. I like that. Oh, look, and all the bookshelves and stuff are also made. They've been made specifically for this house. You can see how they curve and the counters and everything. It's all been specifically made, specifically, um, yeah, made just for this house. Yeah, the floating stairs, I see those on the side. That's cool. I like that kind of modernism. That's good stuff. I like that. That's cool. I dig it. Oh, and it used local materials too. Wow, that's great. I love to see that. It contributes to the local economy. It cuts down on transport costs. It's good. It's good, and it also connects to the local area. And since she liked to illustrate the outside so much, it makes sense as to why you'd want your house to be made out of that too. So that's good. Good house. Oh, Frank Lloyd Wright. Well, I'll tell you, I went to one of his houses once, his most famous one, Falling Water, maybe. Uh, oh, the Germans pirated the blueprints. Oh, he also, I know his Falling Water house. That's one of his most famous ones, and I went there once. But it had like a river running under it, and that was also made made with the local area. Local. It was made with local stones. I know that. It was also inspired by just the landscape that surrounded it. Now, Frank Lloyd Wright's done a lot. He's one of the, most influential early modernists. So there's no telling what all he did. Maybe it was the Unity Temple. I liked that one. Oh, you were wrong. Oh, Mies van der Rohe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Farnsworth House. Farnsworth House. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see the vision on Farnsworth House. It's just, in my personal opinion, it's just a little boring for for my tastes. But I know it's significant to modernism here, just because not everybody watching is architecture nerds. I'll pull up Farnsworth House. Farnsworth House. Farnsworth House. What it is though is that it's a very refined example of Mises' work. I will say that. Like just with like I've seen like images of like just like little details that he did, and he got really meticulous with the details for that house, with the drawings and everything. Everything had a specification to it that maybe other examples of modernism from that time didn't reach. Let's see. Let me place this in the stream. Ah, all right. Hold on. Let me get out the screenshotter because it's being difficult again. Uh-oh. 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 Get it. Oh, all right, Mr. Zombie. All right. Hold on. Hold your horsies. There. There's Farnsworth House. There it is. I hope, well, I could see another little logistical, well, not logistical, but just another issue with the house is, like, you gotta think of the time that this was built, having all of these windows on here. They didn't necessarily have as efficient energy-wise of windows as they do today. Whenever they built this, you could imagine how hot this house would get in the summer with all that sun coming in through the windows. I could see that being a pain as well. Not to mention the fact that it has a flat roof, which flat roofs don't necessarily drain water the best. So I could see maybe, I don't know, leakages or something being a concern. If not, I don't know, maybe there is a pitch to it. I can't quite tell from that image, but at whatever slope it's at, it definitely wouldn't drain very well. Yeah, that is the kind of house that would be meant for like California or drier climates. Generally, if you want to do flat roofs, put them in drier climates. That's just a good rule of thumb. Maybe you want the flat roof look, but the fact is that a lot of more temperate areas they're just not suited for that type of roof. And people don't realize that whenever they're trying to chase an aesthetic. They don't consider practicalities. Yeah, and I get it, trying to pursue that modernist art, but I feel like there is kind of a value of modernism by the fact that it is manufactured. Like that, this is what enabled modernism, the manufactured um, logic of it, that the fact that it's been made in a smart way, made with logic, that's modernism. Modernism is based, the root of it is based in logic, and you can't just have it have a flat roof like that because that kind of denies this kind of modernist ideal of trying to appeal to reality, trying to appeal to facts. Now I know the term modernism gets debated a lot as to what is and what isn't modernism, but that's where I draw the line on it. I mean, it makes sense to me, and that there should be practical concerns for these types of buildings. Yeah. Oh, you like you like Swiss chalet houses. Oh, like with the exposed structure on the inside? Let's see. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, this is cool. I haven't seen this with the carvings and everything. I'm assuming is this what you're talking about? Uh, with the dark lines on the outside. Well, this is what popped up whenever I looked up Swiss chalet house, which I think this is really cool just because of like all these meticulous carvings on the outside. I like the decoration. That's really nice. That's Is that what you meant? Or like did you mean something like or did you mean like oh quit trying to web p me. Come on now. Or did you mean oh like a smaller suburban one? Or maybe you meant like because you mentioned the dark lines. Did you mean like this? Like something like this? I think that's also a neat style because then the structure kind of becomes ornamentation in a sense. So I think that's really nice about what those yeah, something like that. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, those are nice. I like that's something I like to employ in my builds on in Minecraft. Oh, he sent a link. Link. Linky link. Let's take a drink. Check the link. Did you send a link? I didn't get a link. I did not I did not receive a link in the YouTube chat. Oh, I must have I think it might have like blocked it or something. I think there might have been protections. Put like a space between like the like the link and .com or something. Like try putting a space in there. I think I might have got scrubbed out like by like some sort of automatic thing. But something that I kind of like to do that structure kind of does with a lot of my buildings is I like to do that kind of sharp contrast thing. You can see it with this building on the corner here. I like I like to have this white that kind of stands out against darker blocks. That's something I kind of like to do. I like you can see that. I think that makes for a really compelling. Um, oh, I got it. I got it. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a cozy little cottage core. Let me. This is this is what Amethyst was talking about. Here, let me pull this up like that. Yeah, that's cozy. I like that. Good, good house. Good house. Yeah, two-door style. Yeah, but yeah, I think there's something compelling in having that contrast between lights and darks. You can see it with the skyscraper over here, or like with all these houses over here. Yeah, either dark lines on white houses or white lines on dark houses. It highlights everything. Yeah, it kind of highlights the massing. Exactly. Gives everything a little bit of an outline. The masses of the house, the forms, the main forms. And it does. You're right. It does catch the eye. You can't have light without dark. Yeah, they are kind of Victorian inspired, or yeah, they are kind of Victorian or like old American houses. They're all kind of linked with each other. But anyway, I should to be honest, I should probably sign off for the night. I need to get some sleep. I'm already behind on my sleep schedule, but I intended to be tonight just so I could get a little stream going. And you know what? It was a good stream. This was a pretty good stream in my opinion. So I think uh, I think I'm gonna kind of log off for the night. I solved one problem with the catacombs. You got to kind of do these things one problem at a time. But yep, I think I think I'm gonna go. So hope everybody has a good day or good night, depending on when you're watching. And I'll catch you all probably next week sometime. I got a busy weekend up ahead. So this will probably be the last stream for a few days. So hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.